all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business. Good morning, I'm Alex Matthew and this is the daily morning update from Bloomberg Quint. Today is the 1st of July. Happy Monday. The US and China declared a truce in their trade war on Saturday as Donald Trump said he would hold off imposing an additional $300 billion in tariffs, and the world's two largest economies agreed to resume negotiations. After a high-stakes meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping, Trump told reporters on Saturday that he would also delay restrictions against Huawei Technologies, letting US companies resume sales to China's largest telecommunications equipment maker. Trump later tweeted that his meeting with Xi was far better than expected. Stocks in Asia climbed along with US equity futures and the yuan. Treasuries, gold and the yen all declined. All three early rises in Asia were trading with gains, though the Kospi in South Korea was little changed. Donald Trump apparently had a very busy weekend. He and Kim Jong-un agreed to restart nuclear talks after an hour-long meeting on Sunday, which saw him become the first American leader to set foot in North Korea while in office. Trump hailed ties with Kim, whom he has now met 3 times, and invited him to visit the White House. The meeting was hastily planned after the US president issued an offer on Saturday via Twitter for Kim to join him at the demilitarized zone that separates the two Koreas. In news back home, Reliance Home Finance has defaulted on repayments of 400 crore rupees worth of non-convertible debentures held by Reliance Mutual Fund. The mutual fund has marked down the investment to default status. For more on that story, do look up the website bloombergquint.com. Now, PwC on Saturday resigned as the statutory auditor for Eveready Industries, citing its inability to analyze the impact of financial support extended by the battery maker to its promoter group entities. The board of IL&FS has decided to constitute a subcommittee to oversee the process of divestment of its assets. The board also decided to allow the bidders for toll road assets to jointly monitor traffic data and assess revenue streams. Supply of coal to the power sector by Coal India declined by 2.6% to 80.9 million tons in the first 2 months of the ongoing financial year, according to government data. Lenders of troubled non-banking finance company Dewan Housing Finance are scheduled to meet today to look for a way to be repaid the 90,000 crore rupees of debt that is owed to them. The consortium of 30 lenders that is led by state-run Union Bank of India may also consider conversion of debt into equity that could make them the largest shareholder in the mortgage lender. The Goods and Services Tax Network has developed a system where text messages are being sent to promoters, directors and proprietors of companies automatically in case of tax defaults or if there is a mismatch in input tax credit claims by business entities. And finally, in other international news, Russian President Vladimir Putin struck a deal with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman to extend the OPEC Plus agreement at current production levels for the rest of the year and potentially into early 2020. Brent crude, last I checked, was trading close to $66 to a barrel. A lot of you probably watched the match between India and England in the ICC World Cup yesterday. For those of you who didn't, India lost by 31 runs, registering their first loss of the competition despite having scored a little over 300 runs. England set a stiff target with the help of 100 from Johnny Bairstow and a quick-fire 79 from Ben Stokes. India, despite 100 from Rohit Sharma and a gritty 66 by Virat Kohli, failed to match the required scoring rate and lost. With that, it's over to Darshan Mehta for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Darshan. How are we looking at the start of the week?
Hi Alex, good morning. Good morning everyone. Global cues are decent at this point of time, but lots of stocks that we need to watch out for. Watch out for Reliance Home Finance. They have, in a statement that they came out with earlier, they indicated that they have defaulted in the principal repayment of NCDs worth 400 crores to Reliance Mutual Fund. Later again, they came out with a press release that stating that the maturities of the NCDs of 400 crores has been extended till October 31st. The extension with formal written consent of debenture trustees and NCT holders was to address the timing mismatch in the receipt. Eveready Industries will be in focus. Pricewaterhouse and Company resigned from the post of statutory auditors on June 28th. Balkrishna Industries commenced the trial production of Phase 1 of Carbon Black project with an annual capacity of 60,000 MT in Gujarat. Reliance Infra Brickwork Ratings downgrade the rating on the bank loan facilities worth 1151 crores to D from C. Mahanagar Gas increases CNG and PNG prices. The hike in gas prices is to pass on the increase in pipeline tariffs. Kalpataru Power Transmission secured new orders worth 975 crores. Infibeam will be in focus. Promoters sold 1 crore shares in the company. Maybank bought in 76 lakh shares of the company. Nomura has come out with a note on Zee Entertainment's annual report. They say that the cash flow from operations was nominal, led by a sharp jump in working capital requirements. The build-up of the movie inventory and scaling up of original content led to the working capital rise. And finally, advances and interest-free deposits and loans given to related parties dented the working capital. Credit Suisse says that FY20 could be tough for M&M as there are no new launches in this year. Competitive intensity in the SUV space is continuously rising, which could impact M&M. But there's much more you need to know before trade actually starts. For that, log on to our website, bloombergquint.com, and click on the All You Need to Know tab, and you will be prepared for morning trade.
Thanks, Darshan. Well, that's all we have for you on this podcast, but do check out everything else on the website bloombergquint.com over the course of the day. Thanks so much for listening. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you could listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma. Or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.